Yeah, from my point of view, I just want my friend to be okay. I think anyone that knows Ben always puts other people in front of himself and first. And I think now's an opportunity for him to put himself first, to take time to look after himself and get himself into a good place again. And hopefully that can be sooner rather than later. And I think cricket has to be a secondary thought a long way down the line. And he should take as much time as he needs. He's got my full support on that. I've been assured that it's got the ECB's full support on that, and certainly the whole team's support on that. So more than anything, we all just want Ben to be okay. And yeah, he's got everyone behind him. No, I had a conversation with Ben, and that's when I found out. He was very honest with me on the call, and that should stay between the two of us. It was, as I say, for me, it's hard to see a friend like that. But more than anything, I just want him to be okay. So we got, what was said between us two stays between us two. And I think throughout this thing, it's really important people respect his privacy and give him the best chance to deal with this in his own way. But yeah, I'm just desperate for him to be okay. And like I say, I'll be there for him as much as I can be in whatever way he wants. Yeah, I mean, in my opinion, there's no one that compares to Ben Stokes in world cricket. So obviously, for a long time now, he's been very much the heartbeat of this team. And with that, does present opportunities for others to step up to the plate and to put in big performances. We've seen that in the past, guys have been able to manage that. There have been times when we've been without Ben, and the likes of Sam Curran and Chris Stokes have come in. And against India even, you look at that last series, Chris's performances at Lords, Sam's throughout that whole series. And, even more recently, that test match against Pakistan at Old Trafford, that partnership between Joss and Chris was match defining. So we have found ways to manage to win without Ben there. And this is another opportunity for us to try and do that. Hopefully we can start with that this week here at Trent Bridge and then take it forward from there. I think that's why it's important that we continue to keep talking, especially whilst we're in safe living environments, bubble environments, that there's good, honest conversations between the players, between the ECB, between management, so that players can be looked after as best as possible. In terms of scheduling, that's way off my remit. We've tried as best as we can over the last year to look after the players in terms of resting, rotating, giving guys the opportunity to get out of very difficult environments so that they can be as fresh for as long as possible. And that's produced different challenges as well within the actual cricket side of things. But ultimately, it's meant that the players have been given the opportunity to try and stay in a good headspace, to stay mentally fresh and not have to continually keep living in bubbled environment. Well, I know that the guys are desperate to go out there and put some big scores on the board. I mean, that's certainly not changed. It was actually nice to see so passionate about English cricket. Of course, didn't always agree with what he was saying, and that's fine. But you can tell how passionate he is about wanting England to be successful and do well. As players, I think the guys have done what they can in terms of go away, perform well in white ball cricket, in the cricket that's been available to them, get their confidence in good places, and hopefully now we can hit this series really well, hit the ground running, get off to those good starts, make big partnerships, make big individual scores, and work with that score pressure that we've talked about for a long time now. Implement the game plan better than the opposition, and find ourselves in a good place at the end of the first 5 days. It could do, but ultimately tomorrow could define things, the day after could define it. I think it's just really important that I try and get the side as prepared as possible, and I'm ready to perform as a player, as a captain in the best possible way in this very next game, and look after that right now, because start thinking what's to come in 6 months' time, it can very easily distract you from the here and now, and have a knock-on effect on what's really important, which is starting well in this series. So yeah, I'm sure people will make those those opinions and those decisions on me as a captain and my career. But as a player, all you can do is try and look after right now and perform now. I'd be more excited as winning, winning the first Test match, starting well, trying to win this series. It's a huge series for us, and it's a great opportunity for us to play India, one of the best sides in the world, at home in our own conditions. Be nice to start strongly. From a personal point of view, like you say, as a player, you look back at your stats and what you've achieved at the end of your career. So I know that if I go out and score big runs, it gives us an opportunity to win the game, and that side of things will look after itself. But Test cricket's not about you. It's not about you as an individual. It's about you. It's about winning for England and contributing towards that, something bigger than yourself. And that's the mindset I'll have going into this series and into this game. And hopefully we can outplay India.